And I am live. So, I feel like my fan is way too loud, so we'll tune it down. It's currently 5:47 and there's no one on here. So, basically, as you can see by live, we gonna talk about mental health today. So, the thing that made me want to make this live is because I did have a video film, but like, I just felt like talking about it is on like a live, it's like way more honest because like you don't see anything that's edited out, and it's like, I can honestly say that this is not edited and everything here is real and the truth. So what prompted me to do this is the fact that I was on my way home just now. As you can see, I just washed my hair because I just got home a while ago, and I took a shower, and basically my teacher wouldn't let me take my paper home to do. And the reason I requested that is I have something called agoraphobia. I'm gonna search up what it actually means, but basically, if I am not wrong, it's something about a phobia of places that cause panic. I think we're looking. Agoraphobia, that's how you say it. It's a type of anxiety disorder in which you fear and avoid places and situations that might cause you to panic and make you feel trapped, helpless, or embarrassed. So, my agoraphobia is due to crowds. That's one of the things that triggers me way too much. And I was on the phone with my friend talking about mental illness and the stigmas in Singapore, which is something I really like to talk about because Singapore is such a traditional place, and I don't think anyone in politics has ever went through any of this like mental illness thing. And then, long story short, me and my friend were basically saying that we were just BSing the government basically. Hope I don't get trapped in jail for this because that's what we truly think. And I have a right to my own opinion, even though this is a country. You are not my brain, so we like that. Yeah, because of like recent things that happened and how this has picked up, I've started to get very passionate about mental health, and also just how Singapore's government is dealing with this as a whole. It is really dismissive in a sense the way they deal with it. Basically, the way I see it, I have asked before numerous places whether psychiatric service dogs are considered service animals, assistance animals in Singapore, and I got the reply answer was no. And I got curious, so why are they not considered assistance animals when they help people with psychiatric issues live a normal daily life, get out of bed, do things, do whatever they need to? I am going to snack because I didn't eat lunch. If you guys didn't know, I am actually more or less on a vegan diet, but sometimes I do eat vegetarian things. So this is one of those. Really love this. Can't stop. But anyways, yeah, I got really curious to why they weren't considered like service assistance animals. Like, so basically only the blind are allowed to have guide dogs and assistance animals, and we people with psychiatric issues that mess with our brain which controls every single part of our body, by the way, are not allowed to have assistance animals, and they're not considered assistance animals, which makes no sense to me. Like, my brain affects my whole body. So like if you think that being blind is worse than having a mental illness, I mean, some people can argue that it is, but I can argue that it's not, because you don't have to go to places and face a panic attack and feel like you're dying. All of a sudden, you don't know what's going on. You just feel like you need to be sent to a hospital or something is wrong with you. And it's so freakishly scary that I don't even know what to say. It's something that bothers me way too much. Like, I cannot deal with crowded places. And it's not like they have a cabin for people who can't deal with crowded places. So I go in, I sit down. I don't even sit down. I just stand. In an LRT, I just stand. I straight up just stand. I don't give a crap about anything. I can't. I just can't. It's way too crowded. So I was on my phone with my friend and I told her because I was up at the LRT station. I just like my train just came. And so I was on the phone with her. I was saying like, yeah, there is just way too many people here. I don't think I can deal with this. And I told her like if I go silent, it's probably because I will probably be going to a panic attack. Went on the train, I can't speak anymore. Went on the train and I just started like going silent. I just couldn't talk. I could barely talk. There were just way too many people around me, even though I was right by the door. I was like, this is the door. It closed like that, and I was here, like in front. It's right in front of my face. So, way too many people around me. I felt so trapped. I couldn't do anything. So then I felt my breathing hitch. Like it really hitched. Like I just couldn't breathe. So I was holding my phone to my ear. I was leaning my head against the door. I was like breathing so heavily. And my friend was like, just breathe. Just breathe. If you can't deal with it, get off the train and wait for the next one. And I'm like, I can't. It's one stop. It takes 3 minutes. It's like I can't stop halfway. It's one stop from the MRT station. So yeah, struggling. And then the moment I walked up, I had to go sit down because I was feeling so lightheaded. I think if I kept walking, I would probably have fainted in public. And so when I was calling my friend, I was talking to her like, you know, if they don't treat this like a serious issue and think that it's all in your head, you're not supposed to have these problems. Like, people with mental illness are like psychotic. That's what people say. I do not want to people to like use mental illnesses like so casually, but basically you literally have to be insane, like out of your mind, for them to think you are mentally ill. You could go up to anyone and just talk to them and you wouldn't even know if they had a mental illness. I seem so fine in school, no one really knows. So it's really difficult to deal with this, and we were talking about how like our government needs to take action on this. Like, you're doing nothing for us, nothing at all. We're considered basically nothings, I guess. Like, it's not a fun thing to go through, and if I could trade like for one moment just to not feel this, I would love to give it up, you know? Um yeah, this is something that's really serious because it really causes like, depression is so common, yet no one really talks about it at all. It's not talked about. And agoraphobia is something that is also a mental illness that's not really actually talked about at all. It's a phobia of places that causes you panic or a situation, and it's not talked about because for some reason people like to think that you can't get issues because of a place. But for me, it's so much more. Like, as of now, I don't have a psychiatrist. I think I might be having someone coming down. I am having someone from IMH coming down to my school tomorrow to talk to me about all this stuff. And maybe she might diagnose me. Maybe she's just as a counselor and just talking to me about stuff, and how to deal with stuff. But I'm supposed to go to IMH next January for an appointment. Anyways, this is just too much. I get flashbacks. It's something that I do have. It's triggering. It's bringing me back emotionally. It's like a layover. Those stupid memes that like, dogs and then like they're singing something and like there's like a whole war zone thing in front of them, that layover thing. That's like in my mind's eye, it's that like war zone, except whatever caused that issue. And everywhere I turn, I can see reality, but at the same time, I'm seeing like, you know, if I turn my head, I would in my brain it would go like when I was back in that place or whatever was on my left or my right, my emotions are like jumping and I'm like sitting there smiling around people, acting like I'm fine because I can't handle it and I don't want to break down in front of anyone. So it's something that like I really can't deal with, and it's also really, really affecting people. It's really difficult to deal with that when you have images popping into your mind because someone said something or someone reminded you of something and you think that's a trigger. Just welcome back to your past where you got traumatized. something bad happened to you. Now let's bring you back because someone said something. This person said something. This person made this sound that reminded you of it. There's this smell that reminded of you of it. It's like a whole gigantic mess that like you can't avoid at all. And it's so difficult to deal with. Now I'm gonna open my food. I'm gonna snack on this because it tastes like banana and smells like banana, and I love bananas. So like, you know, it's so difficult to deal with that, and just now just having a panic attack, like just couldn't deal with it. I was almost gonna faint. I sat down for like 3 minutes and I was like, okay, let's get up and try and go back. And you know, the whole way home I just felt so dizzy I couldn't even walk straight. It's so funny with me snacking during this when there's no one here, no one's chatting because it's way too early. I feel like I should have started this later. And it's like so difficult to deal with. I'm gonna turn on the light because it's really dark. So yeah. By the way, my hair looks like a mess because I just showered, so ignore it. Yeah, I look like a mess after I showered. Doesn't matter to me. We were talking about things that like so important, like how society views our mental illnesses, you know, and how people have their own views and they don't believe you when you say that, oh, I'm like this, I'm like that. Like with my friend, there's something that she has that's PTSD. It's caused by bullying, and to her that caused her PTSD. And to some people, you go like, you're not a veteran, you didn't go through war, you're just a student, your life should be easy. How can you get PTSD? That's impossible, you're lying. You know, when people don't believe you because they're like stigmas to their own like mental illnesses, like only veterans get PTSD. Like, I'm sorry, but people who live a normal life have PTSD too. You know, you don't have to go through war. Like, I would gladly go through war right now than face whatever I'm facing now. At least I would be doing something productive. And if I die, I die. Doesn't matter to me. Um, yeah. And you know, we were talking about how depression is something so common in Singapore, but like so few people actually diagnosed. No one just goes to look for help because of the stigma, especially with the traditional views, like the elderly be like, oh, people with like mental illness are like so disgusting. You go up to them like, oh, I have it, like I have this issue, and they're like, you don't look like you have it. You can't possibly have it. Just because I don't look like I have depression doesn't mean that I don't have it. Just because I don't act like I do have depression doesn't mean that I don't. So, you know, anybody you can be talking to can have it. We should stop being judgmental. You know, I feel like I should come back to this live later and just end this stream. Oh god, there's no one here and I feel so sad. Should I go watch a show? This is like my downtime. So I normally take this time to just rest after school. Because school has been getting more and more difficult for me as the time goes by, and especially because we're ending later and later, and I'm like, not dealing with this. Completely not dealing with this right now. I am done. You know, so being at home is my downtime. The funny thing is, if my teacher watches this, you know, I basically did not go for my camp consultation in the morning because my teacher set it up and I was supposed to go. But you know, I upped my dosage of antidepressants yesterday by my doctors, and I was contemplating my life because we all know what being suicidal feels like, wanting to end your life. Something that I rarely talk about with anyone that I know, but I decided come over here because suicide is something that is so real, you know, and so is self-harm and all those mental illnesses that you see that, you know, you kind of like joke about, like, you know, use it so casually, but it's worse than you think it is. So yeah, my teacher was telling me to give her parents letter on why I didn't go for consultation, and I'm like, does she want the honest truth, or does she want the whipped cream ice cream, pretty fight version of things, just like I wasn't feeling well, I was tired, and so I forgot and just slept in class. But let's be honest, if she wants the honest truth, like, I would honestly just tell her, like, I was contemplating my life, thinking of what to write in a suicide note, because I have no idea what people write in those, and, thinking of whether this life was worth it, which was the honest truth. I'm sorry, but I was thinking about that this morning because I was so out of it. I was tired, physically, mentally, emotionally. Didn't want to deal with stuff. Just wanted to stay in my world for a while. Take it as a break before school because school is getting more and more overwhelming for me. We love that. And she goes and comes up to me and like, why didn't you go for remedial? And I'm like, I can't deal with shit. I'm sorry. I just can't right now. It was 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm not dealing with that shit. 7 a.m. from like me rushing my ass since I wake up, barely even trying to get out of bed because I barely even want to and barely even can. Love it. Not feeling well and Clouching calls me out because I was trying to rest. All this thanks to my mental illness for waking me up in the middle of the night without me wanting to, by the way. I don't get a choice in this. It just does it to me. For example, last night, woke up at 3 or 4 in the morning, I can't remember anymore. And then I had to wake up at 5 for school. And I woke up at 4 and I'm like, for the next hour, I am like trying to sleep, but I'm barely sleeping. We love that. We love that. The day before that, woke up twice at 2 or 3 in the morning and at 4, and then I had to wake up at 5 for school. And then so I woke up with a minor headache. I went to school, started showing symptoms of migraine. So I started losing my vision without the pain part. And so I was resting in her class because it was an hour. How long is that? That's 100 minutes. An hour, 40 minutes long of lesson of chemistry to be specific. And I was just down there like, I need to close my eyes. I need to rest. I don't want to go down to the sick bay because we have lessons. And at least if I close my eyes, I could still hear what she was saying. At the same time, I could rest my damn eyes from looking like I'm blind. So, we had the issue where she kept calling me up until I was begging my head to stop. Yes. I was begging my head to stop doing that to me. Wrecked up my sleep, gave me a headache, then gave me some sort of migraine, makes me extremely tired the whole day. And by tired, every time I say tired, I don't just mean physically. I mean mentally, emotionally. Even if it's 7 a.m. in the morning, I'll be like, yeah, I'm just tired. Like everything all in one, every part of my body is just tired, including my brain and my heart. I can't deal with things. It's a tough, tough place to be, school. For me, that is. And I still deal with it. But you know what? We have one day and one more week of school left to struggle, and then I can go to school whenever I want because we have study break. Although I'm still gonna be studying, but you know, I prefer to go late so that I don't have to deal with the people on the train, or I go extremely early with my mom sending me, and then I leave school early, so I don't have to deal with anything. It's the truth of how difficult it is for me. We love breaking down. We love everything. Messing up our brain, messing up our lives. It's great. So yeah, me and my friend were just talking about how everyone's been seeing this so wrongly, you know, like how there are flaws in everywhere. And the fact is that no one, because of the traditionalized views, no one is stepping up to talk about this because it's seen as something so shameful to especially our country in Singapore. And there's like our generation to step up and like, yeah, like What are we supposed to do? Like, no one's stepping up. Like, our generation should be the one that steps up and says everything. Because let's be honest, no one in the politics session of Singapore has a new worldview, if I would say that. They are part of the older generation. Our generation needs to step up and talk more about these important things that actually matter, you know? Like, it's difficult to stand up. I get it. I try to stand up, and no one's even respects you for standing up to what you believe in. You know, you hate on people who stand up for what they believe in. Let's take that Greta thing for an example. She was so passionate about environmental climate change, which is something very real, by the way, and we're doing nothing. You think that using straws, metal straws, are going to help. No, it's not. It's not. It's really not. Your mills are producing more CO2 than your cars do. Thank you very much. Because, animal agriculture is something that kills the world. So if you eat meat, then congrats, you're killing the world more than you using the metal straw does. So if they actually did research into this and actually looked into it, something would be done. But like no one expects like us to stand up. Like, okay, not expect us to stand up. Like, people tell you to stand up for what you believe in, but when you do, not as a teenage, as a kid, whatever, no adults would respect you for it. They wouldn't listen to you about it. They would think you're crazy with your views. So that's a problem I have. So I came to YouTube and just talked about it just so that I could spread awareness about all these things. And it's something that's so real and so painful to people because it's something we live with daily. We can't just go to church, pray, go to the temple, pray, and it'll go away. We can't just talk to someone and it's gonna go away. Like, yes, it teaches us how to cope with it. At least talking to someone releases us of all the buildup, but it's not curing me. Like, I talk to my friends about all this crap, if that's what you want, and it's not helping at all. I take medicine. I have to take pills every day, every night. Still not helping, by the way. We have side effects. We have effects that don't matter. Like, I take antidepressants to help with my moods, but then more side effects than good things. So we struggle. It's like using yourself as a lab rat to test which medicine suits you best. It's honestly tiring when you still have to go to school. Just tiring. Especially if your medicine's not working that day. Then good luck to you. You probably would be like me and not want to go to school. We love that. It's another struggle for me every day to get off bed. If you see me during the holidays, firstly, my medication. Secondly, my depression. I wake up, I lay in bed, maybe between 2 to 4 hours, get up, use the toilet, go outside, see if there's anything fast and quick to eat or if anything's cooked. If there's nothing, I'll just come back to my room, lay in my bed, use my phone for a while, and then go back to sleep. It's a continuous cycle of me being in my room in the dark and sleeping and barely eating. Something that I can't tell whether it's the effect of my depression or my medicine. I lost 3 kg in 1 week. 3 to 4, between 3 to 4 kgs in 1 week. 1 week, because that 1 week, I'm still losing weight, but we will not talk about that. But because I could barely eat a meal a day, I didn't feel like eating. I had no appetite to eat. I didn't want to eat. So, you know what happens? You barely eat a meal a day and you start losing weight like crazy. Even now, I do eat recess because studying takes a lot out of me. Being in school takes a lot out of me. I need to regain that energy, you know, to even move right now, and it's like I'm either overeating or not eating or barely eating at all. And I was halfway through a mock paper today, didn't feel like eating during lunch break. Ended up 1 hour before my paper ended, I just went down to the canteen, bought some food, went up to class and ate there. Because I didn't feel like eating before, and it was by that time 3 o'clock. And I'm home, it's 6 and I'm snacking. By the way, I didn't have a proper lunch. I had those sunshine rolls, like one of them, and then I had a small tiny bag of chips. Which, by the way, if you know me and how much I eat, not nowhere near my one meal. But there are days that I don't feel like eating out, I don't. But anyway, since there's no one here, I'm gonna end this live stream and come back later so more people can join in with this chat and we can talk about it. You know, it's something that I want to have someone have you guys down here and talk about, and I hope that more people look at my videos and learn more about this stuff. You know, I will make a more in-depth video of everything after my O levels, but right now I just want to chat about things. You know, it's something that's really important to me because of how bad I get. And I, to be honest, really don't care at all. If I'm in my uniform, if I'm not, if I look like a kid, if I look fine, I will take a disability seat in a train because I need it. It doesn't mean just because I look fine that I'm not disabled. I am mentally disabled. I will faint because of a panic attack. I will faint because I got a panic attack in a train with too many people. I will get a panic attack if you touch me and I don't feel like being touched. I will get a panic attack or an anxiety attack if you come to my face, like right in my face. Like that is a no no for me. No, no, you do not do that to someone. Okay? And I need my space. I need to get out of crowds. I cannot stand crowds. That's one thing. So I will take a disability seat if I want to. I'm not physically disabled, but my mental illnesses makes me physically unable to even do things. If you don't call that disabled, I don't know what your definition of disabled is. Do I need to lose an arm or a limb or be blind or be deaf to use a disabled seat? I don't think so. Not happening. You know, way too much. Not doing that. If I say that I have a disability because of my mental illness, I mean it. It affects my daily life. It affects how I function as a person every single day. It affects me when I go to places. It's so funny that I'm pointing this pokey around, but still. Um, yeah. So I really don't care if you see me on the disabled seat. You'll probably know why by now. I don't care if I'm wearing my school uniform because you can come after me. I don't give no crap about what you're gonna scold me about. I mean, if you're gonna shout at me, then sure, send me another send me another episode and attack whatever you want to call it because I have issues. I have issues. You don't know my triggers. I'm not telling you my triggers. I haven't figured out my triggers myself. So send me another attack if you like, and you know I don't know if I can sue you in court for that. I probably won't because I don't have the money to, but um, you know, if I get sent to a hospital, someone has got to pay, and I hope that if I ever faint because someone says that I can't take a disability seat and I have a panic attack in a train, then I hope the government or LTA or something would pay for my medical bills and give me some money as a I'm sorry thing. What's that called? I forgot what it's called. Yeah, so if that happens to me, I ain't paying for no shit. It ain't my fault that I have a mental illness. It ain't my fault that society shames it. It ain't my fault that there is such a stigma towards it. It ain't my fault that we have no rules and laws against doing this kind of things to people with mental illness. It ain't my fault that, okay, well, it's not other people's business to know, but it ain't my fault if people don't care that I'm having a panic attack when I feel like I'm fainting, my breath is heavy suddenly, and I say start taking pills in the middle of the train. No one gives a shit. No one cares. Ain't my fault people are like that sometimes. I can deal with whatever ways I want. But right now I have no ways to deal. I either go through it, leave that place, or someone picks me up, which doesn't happen because my dad's working, my mom's working. We have no car. We have no car. We have no car to pick me up. So it's a struggle for me to deal with this kind of crap. I have no idea how other people deal with it, but I can't. I have to take public transport home every day after school. And my school's not letting me leave early because my teachers want me to stay back to do papers. My teachers want me to stay back for remedial. And then they let me leave at 4 plus. And everyone knows how lovely in the north east line or anywhere, when you take an LRT and there's two separate ways and you live in this like that's super crowded, the train's always crowded. Yeah, that's where I come in. That's like the train to my house, you know. So it's like extremely crowded. I can't do anything. I'm having a panic attack while standing at the door. I am in front of the door. People are not in front of me, but they're around me. And I still get sent in a panic attack. We love how that works. It's just such annoying thing to go through. Like, why do I have to go through that every day? Like, you might as well make a cabin for people with like agoraphobia or something, or like, issues with all these things, and figure out a way for this to work out because I really will pay for a Grab with my own like money so that I can avoid the most crowded times ever. And I will not eat for that. I get $30 a week. One Grab home takes like half my allowance, let's just say. So I will not eat half my meals in school if I can, so that I can grab my ass home. Because we love how that works when you're on a train and have a panic attack. There's someone watching, but like I'm gonna end this live stream because there's like really nobody and no one's talking. So we will end this live stream, come back later when there's more people, probably when people actually watch this thing because I feel like it's something so important to change now. you know so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and we'll start another live stream later. So yes, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel, comment down below what you guys want me to talk about, like mental health wise, or like any other videos you want to see. I might film it, might not. We'll just see how things go. So yeah, bye.